Hello, this is Jenny Hunt from the Gateway Group of Companies in the United Arab Emirates, and this is part 2 of my video to help international companies expand into the UAE with my top 10 tips. Tip number 6, explore funding options. If your business isn't in a financial position to be able to fund its expansion into the UAE itself, then be sure to explore funding options that are available. Governments often have grants and supports available to homegrown companies who are looking to expand into international markets. They'll also have specialist trade advisors to support as well. Nobody likes to see a failure, so there are plenty of programs around to help you find funding suitable for your situation. For example, British companies can approach UK Export Finance for assistance, and it's their mission to ensure that no viable UK export shall fail due to a lack of finance or insurance. However, if such programs aren't available or aren't suitable for your organisation, then you might need to consider perhaps a bank loan or a credit facility. Alternatively, your company may look to third-party investors, such as angel investors, where there's no repayment schedule affecting the cash flow, and they might take an equity stake as the business matures, or private equity and capital investors, where they will take an active role and possibly even a management buyout. So it's key to know exactly what your long-term goals are. Tip number 7, human capital. This is always an interesting consideration. I've seen so many companies come into the UAE and try to manage their UAE operations from overseas, or they send in overseas employees. Whilst there's nothing wrong with this, it's usually a slow burner due to a lack of market familiarisation and a lack of local connections. Ideally, companies who are looking to invest locally in employing a team will generally hit the ground faster. Tip number 8. Insurances. Be sure that you research and understand what business insurances you're going to need to have in place. For example, onshore companies are all required to provide their expatriate staff with health insurance when processing their visas, and you'll also find that many of the free zones are now following this as well. In particular, Abu Dhabi companies require insurance to be provided by an insurance broker or provider which is registered in Abu Dhabi. So if your company already has an international coverage, you might find that it's not suitable, so be sure to check this out. You should also be aware of workers' compensation obligations, and perhaps if you're participating in a tender, there might be requirements to have insurances at certain levels as well. So be sure to speak to a local insurance provider who can give you some expert advice. Tip number 9, bank accounts. It's becoming increasingly difficult and takes an increasing amount of time to open corporate bank accounts in the UAE due to due diligence requirements. So as early as possible, try and select which bank you'd like to use moving forward. Your organisation might choose an international bank that it uses throughout the globe, or it might opt to go with a local bank. Whichever route you choose is right for you. Be sure to check out the bank's minimum balance requirements, the bank's fees, and also their document requirements. The more research that you can do up front will make your bank account opening much quicker as and when you need it. Tip number 10, networking. The UAE is a great place for networking as it's full of so many networking opportunities. And being a transient market where people are coming and going all the time, we find that it's necessary for people to start networking as soon as they arrive, but also to continue networking whilst they're here. And networking is great because it's a great opportunity to meet other business people and build your connections. You never know when you might need to help them, or equally you might need their help. And even better if you can find potential ways to work together. Additionally, going to networking events is a great way to keep up on what's going on in each of the markets, so you can have your finger on the pulse. There are plenty of business groups and industry associations throughout Abu Dhabi and Dubai, so get stuck in. You never know who you're going to meet, and it just takes one person and one deal that could change your business forever. So the Gateway Group of Companies can help you with setting up your business and providing a secure local sponsor so that your business is protected, that you have full control. Remember, we're on the ground here. We can give you advice to save you time, to save you money, and to ensure that you stay compliant. For more information, visit our websites, either gatewaytoabudhabi.com or gatewaytodubai.com. Thank you.